If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Low Scale Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Ghostland's Finest, Corona Free, and I'm joined by Conan Jones and Inferior Mage. Conan, how you doing today?
Corona free. Oh. At least someone can say that this week. Maybe not next week.
Conan might be different next week when old Conan Jones comes back from New Orleans.
Hey. YOLO.
Mage, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
Well, now I'm doing pretty well. First half of the week was rough.
I am having a very high energy.
A what?
High energy day.
Oh, good.
How y'all have your low energy days? I'm having a very high energy day.
I'm glad you're having a high energy day.
Mm-hmm.
Motivated.
Productive?
Yeah, I would say productive. Me and my brother, we went up to the city, had lunch with old Conan Jones and his wife, and then I took him to get his hair cut. He came back home, took a nap, had a chicken pot pie, and here we are.
Rinse, wash,
Chicken pot pie
repeat.
sounds good.
Chicken pot pie. The ones I like are the there's something calendar. I forgot what
Marie Calendar.
Marie Calendar. Yeah, those are the best ones.
I usually end up getting the banquet ones because they're cheaper, but they still taste so.
They're cheap, but they don't taste as like. I know. I agree. If you get one of these Marie Calendar ones, though, man, whew,
Change
top
the world.
notch.
I'll have to try it.
It is the Escalade of chicken pot pies.
The Escalade.
You heard it here first.
I'll have to try it. I do love me a good chicken pot pie.
It's been a long time since I've had a chicken pot pie.
That's what I was thinking, man. I was like, it's been a while. That sounds good.
Chicken pot pie is like staple. It's like because it's somewhat healthy because it's chicken and has vegetables in it. I mean, it's still like frozen, so it still has like the preservatives and stuff in it. But
And it's also terrible for you because it's all that stuff but covered in gravy and in pie dough.
it doesn't have gravy. It doesn't have that much gravy.
It's like the filling is entirely gravy. Well, it's a type of gravy, not like gravy, but it's a type of gravy.
Man, I'm trying to eat healthier too, and now I feel bad for eating a pot pie for dinner.
Oh, you're fine. Pot pies are not nearly the worst thing you could eat.
That is reassuring, though. Thanks, Mage.
I really wanted Chinese food.
One of the guys at work wanted Thai food yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's going to be a hard pass for me, boss. Like, I'm about to be gone. I can't be upsetting my stomach like that.
What is Thai food?
It's like, what was the place in Weatherford that opened kind of right before I left?
That wasn't Thai. That was Vietnamese or whatever.
Talk about
What was it called?
That place that was right there next to the old liquor store.
I think that's gone now.
It is gone, but what was it called?
Lobby Garden.
Yeah.
Lobby Garden. Yeah, they had really good rice. I like that place.
Yeah, they're
as long as you got it with no vegetables.
That was a Vietnamese place because they served pho and all that stuff.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. See, it's like I'm not like super keen on trying stuff while I'm out at work because then it's, you know what I mean?
Thai food is like curry, and Thai curry is pretty good. But they all have a coconut milk base. So it's a little bit sweeter than you would think, but it's really good.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna have to pass, dude. Like, and then
I think the one I went to was like Thai House in Oklahoma City, and I really liked it. It's like on Northwest 23rd Street, and they had some good stuff.
Oh, 23rd and Lassen.
I don't think it's all the way down to Classen. It's on It's on 23rd, but it's like
Is it by the
where the overpass is that goes down on like I-35 South
to the state highway, or I mean to the state capitol.
Yeah, to the state capitol and everything. It's like
Byron.
Yeah, where like that McDonald's and stuff is.
Yeah,
you keep going down there. Yeah, you keep going down there, and that's where it's at.
Okay.
I don't know that area well enough to, but I know Ghost.
I'm surprised I know that area well enough to think about that.
You're kind of in that area for OU Medical, though, quite a bit.
Yeah, but I was there for like 2 months when we were doing student teaching.
Oh yeah, I remember. He lived in what's that area called? It was something Paso, right?
The Paseo.
No, I lived on 17th Street.
Oh.
Like literally in that area.
No, I know, but isn't that area like called like something
Paseo
or something?
I have no idea. I know that.
Is my mic on? Can you hear me?
Your mic is very soft.
Okay.
Mine is?
No, Conan's is.
Nothing's changed on my end, so y'all might just adjust your volume on my end. On y'all's end.
Nothing's changed on my end either. You're at 200% on mine.
What in the world is the word you're looking for? Though is Paseo.
Oh, Paseo. Okay.
No, we were. I don't know if that's what the area was called. But like we were next to like Lincoln, and Martin Luther King.
Yeah, you were next to Plaz. Where you donate plasma at?
I've never donated plasma, so.
No, I know. I'm talking about where you donate plasma in Oklahoma City.
They're on 23rd.
I'll take your word for it because
it's across from the Church's Chicken.
Oh, okay. I know where you're from. I know where the Church's Chicken is. I know where the Church's Chicken is. I don't remember where the plasma.
Of course you do, mate.
Dude, I love me some churches. All right.
I do love me some Church's Chicken too, though.
That was funny.
All right, so I got a funny story for y'all. So one of my friends, that's not either one of you, told me this. He works at Walmart, and he's telling me this story about because going in the mage want to knock it off and not think it's serious. And he's like, everybody's going out and buying toilet paper, and I do not know why for the life of me. While people are buying toilet paper, is there any particular reason why they're going out and buying toilet paper?
I think it's like part of like the 30-day
quarantine kind of thing,
preparations and all that.
If you go through 48 rolls of toilet paper in 30 days, there's something wrong with you. I don't even think Conan Jones goes through 48 rolls of toilet paper in a week or in a month.
Nope.
No, I go through like my family. We go through like the 24, but it takes us a whole month for just 24.
People are like loading up their shopping cart. I saw the other day someone was like had their shopping cart filled with like milk jugs. Like, so that's gonna go bad in 2 weeks or in a week or 2 weeks at most.
Like they were filled with milk. It wasn't.
Yes, like filled. Like when I mean filled, I mean like the dude was carrying extra ones underneath him, like 30-pack style.
What's the point?
I don't know. Maybe he's just like feeding a whole bunch of cats.
I love you, kitties. Here you go.
Anything for my kitty. Yeah. But all right, so he's telling me this story. Conan, I might be cussing a little bit in this.
Surprise.
So just it's a funny story though. So he's working, he's loading up stuff all around everywhere because Walmart's just been a madhouse the past like couple days because of all this crap. So this redneck dude comes up to him and he's just like, "Hey, you got any of that paper?" and yells out the S word in the middle of Walmart like that. Repeatedly, and just kept on calling it S paper.
All right, dude. Country bumpkins.
Pretty sure you can already picture who this, but still, like I can't believe why. I just don't understand it. there's so many more things on my list of like things to buy before toilet paper jumps on that list.
Right.
You talk to that dude. He's like a bleeding liberal, actually.
Right?
Well, honestly, I think everyone should have a good old social safety net.
Hey, joke's on you, buddy.
I'm on this for the S paper.
Like now I have. All right. Then he just says, "Nah, I'm just messing with you, Trump 20." Anyways, but stop being crazy. Stop going out and buying toilet paper literally in the hand. Okay? Stop being dumb. It's not like we're dying yet.
Yet.
Yes.
Might be pretty soon. I don't know.
Those cruise prices, though.
Conan Jones is gonna go get the flu or go give the coronavirus to everybody, like how Utah Jazz gave it to everybody in the NBA.
Hell yeah.
That dude is the best defender in the NBA because he literally shut down everybody.
He shut down teams he wasn't even playing.
Hell yeah. Give that man an award and then quarantine his ass.
He shut down the NBA. Oh, Lord.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. Conan Jones, what is your fail of the week?
Let me get my time typed in. So my fail this week, it's kind of a weird one. Like, I have 2 cases right now that the whole family speaks very little English. That in and of itself is not the fail. The fail comes from then having to use a translator to have interviews with everybody, but you can call and schedule to have a real life person come out with you, or we have like a contract with a over the phone translator that we can use, which is nice for like phone calls and stuff. But I had to do an in-person interview with a kid with a translator over the phone, so I had it on speakerphone, so it's just super weird talking to the phone, who then talks to the person, who then talks back to the phone, who then talks to me, and it's this weird middle step, like...
What? Why didn't you just go meet the person why didn't you go meet the kid in person with the interpreter?
He did meet the kid in person. He just didn't have the interpreter in person.
Yeah. The interpreter is not...
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you had to talk through the phone.
Yeah.
And then the phone talked to the... Okay, I see.
Yep.
Boom, got it. I heard the part. I missed the part where you met him in person. My apologies.
No, you're good. So yeah, that's... I had to talk with the kid at school, but then after I get back, I'm going to have to go talk with the family at home, and it's...
The same thing?
It's going to be the same thing unless I can get the actual interpreter person to come out with me, but the family is only home on the weekends, so I'm going to have to go out on a Saturday or Sunday, and I don't know if the translator company people are able to do that over the weekends. I didn't call or anything before the weekend right now, so...
I mean, you're not going to be back until what?
Yeah, it'll be a week before I'm back, so...
Oh.
No one... Oh, sorry.
Hopefully the world doesn't burn down by then and now.
Yeah, pretty much. What's up, Mage?
DHS is going to let you... DHS is going to let that sit for a week? Like your case? They're just going to let it sit for a week?
I had my words... My supervisor had me write her out everything that was needed for my cases while I'm out. That's time dependent. And they're going to kind of divvy it out amongst my unit and get stuff covered. So it's stuff that'll get covered, whether
So you might not even have to worry about it.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't really know for sure. So we'll kind of see, but
you're gonna have to keep your work phone on while you're traveling to New Orleans.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's like oh, sorry.
Yeah, so it's just
but
like
that.
Yeah.
So is this like your first like vacation from like working there?
Other than like taking like a half day for doctors, I took a day whenever I had no, we were already out. So yeah, this is like I took a couple extra days for like Christmas, but other than that, yeah, this is the first like legitimate vacation from DHS since I started in August or July. So
I can't wait to go to New Orleans,
dude,
for the low scale vacation.
We just all go down there.
It's like, oh, fancy meeting you here, Conan Jones.
Yeah. Hey, and we can go drink. Y'all show up. We can go drink. Whatever.
Like,
oh, it's like, oh, you're on this Ghost tour too, Conan Jones.
me and Ghost literally like hijack your plans and like just go to everything that you and your wife are going.
Good save.
That was a good save. Saves Conan at it.
Yeah. So it's just like you and your wife are just like on the bayou, and then me and Gus were like, "Oh hey Conan, what you doing here?"
Oh, fancy meeting you! Like we going like everywhere they're going at the exact same time. It's to the point where his wife is just like absolutely tired of us, and that's probably she would be absolutely tired of us after probably the second one.
But like we always arrive like either before Conan or after Conan.
And we always have to answer it. We always have to greet him in then like the most like white suburban family way. It was fancy meeting you here, stranger. Now that we're
every
joking
time
about
Conan
this
goes
so
to
much. Now that we're talking about this so much, Conan's gonna be looking over his shoulder like the first thing they go to.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh my god, where are they? I'll be listening for Ghost Stupid laugh everywhere we go.
Conan goes to some random bar. It's not even scheduled on his itinerary, and we're there.
Just chilling, like fancy seeing stranger. Pull up a chair.
I would lose my mind.
So I guess it's safe to say that the low scale vacation is not happening this summer.
Not over spring break, it's not.
I said the summer.
I know, and then I said over spring break, it's not.
Okay, you didn't answer the question then.
It wasn't a question.
Like 4 months.
Yeah, it's March, dude.
Yeah, and like everything's canceled until April.
We can't go to Galveston now.
I can't go to Galveston because I don't want to get the dang coronavirus.
Well, I mean, you could.
No, you can't.
So there are really cheap cruises going on right now.
And I told y'all this before that I will not get on a cruise ship.
Prior to
so now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like $200 for some cruises. Like
exactly.
Ridiculously cheap.
And you're gonna get on there and then be on there for an extra 2 weeks under quarantine.
You know what? I can survive.
Dude.
And they don't even have good internet on those. All right, so I'm perfectly fine being quarantined at my house. I have decent internet. I have good food. I have everything else. Okay, I'm perfectly fine quarantining my house 2 weeks. If I had to be quarantined anywhere else for 2 weeks, I would lose my mind.
I'd be okay if I had Netflix or Hulu.
Like if I didn't have my phone, if I didn't have my computer, I'd be freaking out.
All of that stuff is like you don't really realize how much you don't use it when you're on the boat for stuff like that. Oh, that's why that's not going.
Oh, Jackie said a bad word before me.
Good God.
That's Mage said a bad word before me. It wasn't me that started it off. The story one doesn't count. It's gonna be all right. Mage, what's your fail this week,
dude? So I had a kid threaten to commit suicide. So
all right.
we
You
had
should have
to
went last then.
We had to go. So I had to take him and have him do assessments to get him put into inpatient. And I had to go and basically sit with him until he got into an inpatient clinic. Well, we thought he was going to get into an inpatient clinic way sooner than when he got in an inpatient clinic, so no one came to relieve me.
Yeah,
I ended up staying up without like sleep because we were in the ER for like forever, and there's no place to sleep or anything, and like it's super loud in the ER. Like it's hard to sleep if you're not comfortable. So I basically stayed with that kid I was on the clock for 30 hours and I stayed awake for almost 40. so I was dead tired.
Yeah.
And I had done more. It's like in 2 days time, I had done more, basically my entire week's worth of work. So Jeez. it was a rough first half of the week.
How much did you sleep that next day?
Well, I actually, I was so tired that my body, like, I had like a third wind. So I only slept till like about 9:30. And I actually I ended up having to get a hotel room because they were like, no, you can't drive. Which I was like, yeah, I'm not going to drive.
You're dang right I'm not driving.
So they're supposed to reimburse me for that hotel room, but we'll see.
They probably won't.
Or they probably will, but like it'll get returned like 3 times before it gets accepted. But and then on another occasion, I had another kid that was going to go see family outside of the state, and it took like long time planning that, and then he couldn't do it because of the coronavirus. So that was really frustrating.
This coronavirus is like sending everything to just a standstill, and it's like freaking me out.
Well, I was so mad about that visit too because that kid had like no one else, and he needed to get out of his place for just a little bit.
Yeah,
and we're hoping that like he ends up moving there and everything. So this is going to be a good opportunity for that kid to like really bond with those people. And then it's like nothing, and then we couldn't do it, and I was pretty upset about it.
Did you take him to get ice cream afterwards?
When I got told that he couldn't do it, I wasn't around him.
Oh, so. You ever gotten ice cream for a kid that you felt bad about?
I mean, I've gotten ice cream for kids just because, not feeling bad about it.
Okay.
So.
Anytime something bad's happened with my brother involving
anything
that stuff,
life.
No, like that's
yeah. I got
stuff,
you.
I go get him ice cream.
Helps lessen the blow a little bit.
Well, my fail this week is my computer's been giving me blue screens all week.
Has it happened anymore since we talked about it?
No, but I still want to build a new PC now.
Because
the difference between every time I've talked about building a PC and now is that I have the money that when we put this new order to go together to order it right then.
Feels good, man.
That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, having an adult job feels really good because then you're like, I don't have to worry about money anymore.
Because I budgeted. Okay, so I budgeted, like I was going on this trip on Galveston and everything, and I budgeted out $1,000 to go to it, and I was going to be like $1,000. If I go over like 1,200, perfectly fine. Like would have been perfectly fine. But now that I'm like quarantined at home, even though I'm not sick, it's okay.
I've got extra money to spend.
Folks, I'm a homebody. Okay, I don't like going anywhere. My nephew's birthday party was today. I didn't go to it because the coronavirus. I wasn't going to it regardless. But
you had lunch with me in the city.
But the coronavirus is giving me a chance to be just like, hey, I don't have to come up with a lie this time.
It's a believable excuse that
it's like hey, I'm not going to this because I don't want to because I don't want to get sick. You know, I think that's a good
good enough.
Good example. Now, am I going around everywhere when I do go out with hand sanitizer? You bet you. I thought Conan Jones was going to look at me funny whenever I was like we were sitting there at lunch wiping our hands off with the little antibacterial thing I had in my pocket.
Oh.
And then his wife pulled out theirs.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, not getting judged. Feels good, man.
Yeah, no, she went to Bath and Body Works yesterday and was like, okay, there's only like 2 cents left, and it was like walking on the beach and like lemon clean or lemon something, lemon pledge.
That lemon was strong.
It was strong lemon.
That's the power of Pine Sol.
Right.
That's the power of Pine Sol.
Dude, those commercials were crazy. I love that lady. I love cleaning commercials. There's not one for Faberizo, but everybody knows Faberizo can clean off dang
anything.
Yeah.
Man, it's
so cheap too.
It is.
I'm getting so tired of the stupid Popeyes commercial with the dude singing. Like, I know it's a dumb question. I know you guys have seen it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like, it's this guy, I guess, is a music creator. So he's like, he gets Popeyes. And it's like, oh, this guy was so happy that he got Popeyes. He made a song about it. And he, like, comes back in the door and he's like, I got Popeyes. And that's all it is. But they play it like it's a freaking Mike Bloomberg ad.
Popeyes.
And
is it for the chicken sandwich or is it just for Popeyes?
No, just Popeyes in general.
Dude, I'd go for a chicken sandwich, though.
I would say Popeyes is the shiznit.
Oh, no, like, yeah, for sure. Chicken's good, food's good, all that stuff is good. But, like, just that commercial in general is driving me up a wall because it's a freaking Mike Bloomberg ad. It's every other thing. And I'm tired of hearing that dude sing. Like...
I legit have no idea what you're talking about. So,
well, I have my driving playlist on my Spotify, and there's one Mike Bloom sorry, not Mike Bloomberg, but Michael what is his name? Shoot,
Michael
Bublé song, and I'm like, nope. Every time, just skip it.
Skip.
And it's like I only have the one song, but I'm tired of hearing them.
Okay, I don't blame you.
All right, well, back to my fail of the week.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, my PC's just. I guess it's just not as good as I thought it was when I first got it, and now that I can, I want to build a nice one.
How old is it?
I don't know. I didn't think it was very old, but then I guess this graphics card was from like 2015.
Well, when was the last time when you built it? Because I
bought this one from some dude.
Oh, well, I mean,
to be fair, I bought this PC for what was it, $300? I got some miles out of it.
Yeah, it got you going.
Even high-end PCs tend to need to be updated after 3 or 4 years.
Well, yeah, but I've only had this one for a year come June.
Yeah, but if you got it used, then it's probably add a couple miles ahead.
Yeah, I think it's just old, and instead of trying to figure out every single thing with it, that I'm just gonna start from scratch.
Just kind of gut it and use
except
the
for
bones.
my RAM. My RAM, I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So
now you can get an i7 9700K.
So if you're wanting to Frankenstein parts, you're gonna run into stuff with if they're older parts, RAM's changed.
Not old. That RAM's brand new.
Yeah, but it's just because it's brand new. It's if the new CPUs and new motherboards use different kinds of RAM.
Now you can put it in a super high-end processor, though.
Conan Jones, what are you doing tonight besides editing the podcast?
Packing and stuff for tomorrow.
Are you? Can we work on this? Or are you going to be too busy?
We can talk about it while I'm editing. I don't want to promise a whole lot, just in case.
Okay.
But
all right. Let's go ahead and move into topic one. I know we've been talking about it, but we need to talk about this Corona stuff. So it's very likely that my school, just like every other school, there's already been one school around my school that's canceled school for another 2 weeks after spring break. But it's very likely that's going to happen. Probably right now it's 50-50 that it's going to happen. There's other states that have done completely away with it. I think Michigan has canceled all school until like the 1st of April or something like that. So it's a likely possibility that this is coming up. So what do I do to prepare for contest and my concert with 3 weeks with no rehearsal?
honestly, it kind of just depends if they're still going to be having it. Like, because from what I remember, all the OSSAA stuff has gotten canceled. And usually if that gets canceled, that's kind of the precedent for all the extra stuff. You know what I mean? If they do continue to have it and it does go on, honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. Like,
hey, why wouldn't I worry about it?
Like, to do your pieces, everybody's in the same boat. Nobody's had, or I'm sure there are probably some schools that are still going to school, but most of the schools will be in the same boat at that contest if they still have it, and then the judges would then judge accordingly. If you get back and everything's just horrible, which I mean is very likely, you know,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's the same thing everybody else is dealing with, so it's kind of that weird situation of, you know, what's
like best to do.
Yeah, like I don't really know what even I'm trying to say.
I feel what you're kind of stepping in.
Yeah,
but
you can give them like weekly homework, which is just like the practice homework, and have their parents sign it. I mean, that they might do it. Parents might just sign it. Nothing happens, but that might help out a little bit.
That happens more often than not. That they just kind of.
Yeah, but you can't like control that. You can at least.
Yeah.
Try to, and the ones that will do it, or at least will do it. You know, and it may at least the ones that don't do it, like that piece of paper, might remind them, and they're like, "Well, I'll play a little bit." So you know, you never know. You can't control what parents do, but that might help some.
But see, I also don't know how to get this to the kids. Because like I don't have like a means to talk to them outside of school.
Yeah. Does the school have a way to talk to everybody?
Yeah, like through like Facebook and stuff.
You might see if you can talk with your principal and have your principal send out something for you to the band kids. And say, hey, Mr. Ghost says to blah, 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 blah. Because I'm sure they're like all of your extracurriculars are kind of in the same boat of, you know, we still need to get this stuff done, blah, blah, blah.
Like practice 5 hours a week.
I would hope they would. Like I was trying to tell them that I was just like, guys, I need you to make sure you're doing this. Because like it's gonna be rough. I'm not even sure if we're gonna be coming back to school like when we're supposed to be. So just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, please.
You could be a big old butt and have scale tests when they come back. Be like, well, practice these scales and these parts of these songs, and we're going to do these tests when we get back. See if you've done them.
See, I don't want to be like that to him now.
Yeah,
like,
see I feel like that would backfire on your group of kids.
It's not their fault. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be their fault if they don't practice.
I agree, but it's not their fault we're out for another 2 extra weeks.
Yeah, that one's a weird fine line to walk. Like, I feel like to be able to justify having some sort of homework like that for your kids, you would have already had to have had that expectation and what you want from them established and understood prior to all of the corona stuff happening. You know what I mean?
This corona stuff is stupid as hell. Like,
not wrong.
I wish that, like, this didn't happen. And I know that's, like, stupid. Like, I know it's childish to say or whatever. But I really wish it didn't happen.
I think a lot of people wish that. Because it's stopping a lot of things. No more NBA. So Ghost doesn't get to see his Lakers win.
I know. It sucks.
I'm okay with it, but
it's because you're a hater.
I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm sorry.
The worst type of person, literally.
We're like the exact opposite fan bases.
Literal opposites.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people like sports newscasters are like, "What the hell do I do now?" we're doing some
a sports animal, and they're just like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." Like,
Jim Faber's yelling about Trump and how great he is.
Oh my god, that was such a funny segment that I was just listening to. Him and Al Eshbeck are fighting on the radio, and it says the morning animals have this segment called "Two Old Guys on a Park Bench." and then they'll play whatever Jim and Al's fighting about. And I wasn't awake this morning to hear if they actually talked about it, but he was yelling about how, like, the Democrats are, like, making this a big deal or now wanting, like, to whatever. And then Al Eshbeck has jumped on there. He was just like, if Trump would have told you to jump out of a plane, you would have done it, Jim. Calm down. And then they just start fighting like old hens. It was amazing.
It's like Jim's like, we never did this with Obama when they definitely did do that.
They totally did it with Obama.
like that's just how politics is.
We didn't treat Obama like this.
The opposite party always rags on the leading party. It's always been like that. But just like,
we didn't treat Obama like this. Like there wasn't people out there literally tar and feathering fake things of Obama and marching in the street like
right.
It. But we didn't treat Obama like this. People, this isn't taking sides, and we're not talking about politics. But people, have some damn common sense.
Like, I remember having legitimate conversations and taking bets on how long it would take for somebody to assassinate Obama. Like, that was stuff that we just kind of expected to happen because people are stupid because he was black. Like,
I remember watching the news and, like, someone lit a freaking cross with Obama's name on it.
Right?
On fire. Like,
but we didn't do this stuff to Obama.
But
exactly because we did worse to Obama.
Yeah, you guys did worse to Obama.
I haven't seen anybody try to do any. Now we make fun of Trump looking like a damn Cheeto and not having any common sense, but I haven't seen anybody make any sort of the threats that Obama had made against him.
Man, but it's just like,
unless I'm just not seeing it. So if somebody wants to tell me that Trump has been treated the exact same unfairness as Obama and has actual credible sources, I will listen to you. I
think Obama was treated. I think Obama's been treated worse, but I do remember that one comedian that like had the
that was talking about his kid or whatever. I remember that.
Had the fake severed Trump head and stuff or whatever.
I remember that. Yeah, that wasn't funny. Killing somebody else isn't funny. Okay, if you disagree with somebody, that's fine to disagree with somebody. Okay, but
murder's bad.
Murder's bad in any way you look at it.
Things you shouldn't have to tell people.
Hey, if I had a
I mean-
list of things I had to tell my dad before he died, of things that that I had to tell him not to do, that things a list that I had to things you have to tell people that you didn't think you had to tell people.
We're going down another rabbit hole.
We are.
We did.
We went down one rabbit hole. And they just pooh, down another one.
Yeah.
But I was just like, we're like, murder's bad. We just made like a boomer remover joke earlier.
Yeah.
We did. Hey, but that's not us doing the murdering.
Yeah, that's the virus doing it.
Yeah,
For us.
it's not us. That's the technicality. Okay.
Yeah, there's the technicality.
Low scale gaming does not promote murder.
Murder's bad.
Murder is bad.
Just accidental.
I like it. We've said it
Now,
enough.
some
That's our
boomers
title.
get some boomers get the coronavirus, and that's okay. Or if some of them anti-vaxxers get it, it's okay. Shout out to my sisters.
Just sending out the herd there. Really.
Shout out to all three of my sisters that are anti-vaxxers.
Proud of them.
Proud of them. Please open a book.
Do we want to go with Murder is Bad as the title or Boomer Remover for the title?
Boomer remover.
Boomer
Remover.
Boomer remover. 100% boomer remover.
It's like a weird. We were talking about Fabuloso earlier. Were we recording that?
Yes, we were.
Okay, yeah. It sounds like a cleaning product. Boomer Remover.
Boomer remover. Now we got to come up with an ad for it. Oh my god! What if we made an ad for Corona virus? Not the beer, the crappy beer. Ugh. Ew.
Yeah, sorry. I had a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we're trying to be better at home, but it's like I still want soda, so I bought Diet.
I understand, Conan.
So
I don't know. Diet Dr. Pepper. I like the initial flavor of it, but then it hits the back of your tongue, and it's just like, ugh.
Yes.
Diet Dr. Pepper's the only diet drink that I'll drink. Like, I can't do the other one. Diet Coke's awful, and so is Diet Pepsi. Like, both of those are just terrible.
I've never had either one of them. My stepdad used to have Diet Coke, and I hated him for it. I mean, I hated him for a multitude of reasons. But him drinking
also
nasty
that.
Diet Coke was that too.
Yeah, see the Diet Dr. Pepper has grown on me. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely
I don't know
the lesser of
if
all
it's
the other
if
ones.
it's to the point where you're just like, I probably shouldn't drink pop anymore. I just like don't. I don't really need a supplement or not supplement, what's the word I'm trying to say? Substitute for it. I'm just gonna get what I want.
I love the way you said substitute.
substitute.
Yeah, you said it like a straight up thug, man.
I wasn't trying to.
No, it was just funny. It was really funny. Substitute.
Okay. Not funny anymore.
All right. Moving on to part 2.
All right. So E3's like, speaking of boomer remover, okay? I have crapped on E3 on this podcast ever since the beginning of it. And even so now, E3 got canceled. And I feel like they canceled it way before anything else because they knew that E3 was going to be awful this year. And this was just like, oh, we have a reason to miss it now. Let's do it.
Yeah, something to blame not having it on.
Yes. How do y'all feel about E3 being canceled?
I'm going to miss some of the trailers, but they're going to release the trailers anyway. So honestly, with E3, I have never watched a full conference for one of the showcases.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I never cared about E3. So there's my opinion about it. I only watched it for the trailers, and I'm going to get the trailers elsewhere. So I'm fine.
Yeah, like, oh, excuse me. The Beescast was, or Bombcast, whatever, was talking about it, and they kind of had some points of just like kind of the same thing Mage was saying, is the information that you are gonna get is gonna get out to you somehow, regardless of if all of those players are in the same building doing the thing.
Yeah,
like
one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. Like that information will make its way to you. But now that if they're not going to have it come the end of the year, all of these companies that have been, spending all this money to come to E3 will now actually be able to see their bottom dollar at the end of the year without going to E3 and what that looks like. And it's like, come to the end of the year and they have the same amount of money as last year, or a little bit less, a little bit more, whatever it is, as long as it's not drastic, then they don't really have an incentive to go back to E3 if they start again next year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that makes a lot of sense, because I was kind of with Mage with it. Like, I've never really watched it all the way through like other people have, but
yeah, I got you. I don't know. I just, it's gonna be weird not having it's gonna be weird not having E3.
Yeah,
because
we still have PAX, don't we?
I think for now, I think so, but
I think one of them was canceled or postponed because of Corona, but
I don't think it's going to be around for long, though, to be honest, Mage.
Is PAX just going down as well?
I think.
I feel like PAX is going to be around longer than E3 because I feel like they're adapting better.
Yeah, I feel like PAX is a lot more conference than it is just like showcasing things. I feel like they do a lot more game fun things for the people that are there than E3 did.
I don't know, but
I don't have any real basis on that, so take that with a grain of salt.
As with everything Mage says.
Yep. Well, every believable word he says.
At least I'm honest about it. A lot of times I have opinions, and it's because I've read stuff about it. Sometimes, though, it's like I have an opinion, but I'm like, well, I actually really don't know a whole lot about it. But I'll admit it. I'll always be truthful about it. I'll admit that I don't have really good.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Foundation on that opinion, so I'm open to change.
Honesty's the best policy.
Yep.
What does she think about it, August?
I don't know. I hope that E3 uses this year to take a look at itself and just be like, we really need to change because we are awful people now. And it's not fun going to E3. It's not fun, doing anything with E3, to be completely honest.
They need to, at least, I think one of the small things that they could do is they need to have a max amount of tickets they sell. Because, what was it last year? It was just open to the general public.
Yeah, they need to stop with that.
Yeah, too many people. And we talked about it. I think we talked about it on our podcast.
We did. They need to stop with that. Is the first big thing.
But I mean, it's like Conan said. If the companies don't really lose a profit, or don't see a whole lot of difference in their profit margins, then there's really not any incentive to do it because it's a lot of work
for no return.
It would be cool to see a lot more smaller conferences, like individual conferences from the companies themselves, kind of like what Blizzard used to do.
But then Blizzard sold out.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these other ones could do it too. Sony could have their own conference. I think it'd be cool.
I mean, see, most of them are already kind of moving to that anyway. They do their own thing at the same time as E3, but it's not a part of E3 or wasn't a part of E3. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing is that if we go back, we're at such an age now where we don't need E3. E3 needs the developers more than the developers need E3 because if it's an important enough developer or something like that, they can just jump on Twitch and announce it. That's why That's why Sony doesn't need E3 anymore. They don't need to pay E3 money to go reveal their PlayStation 5. They can just do that themselves and make make money for it.
Yeah, like they post a YouTube video, and people are gonna watch it. It's gonna get shared by gaming news outlets. Like we're gonna get that information.
We don't really need E3 anymore, and it sucks.
It
sucks, but it's a part of like the whole like leaving the nest sort of thing. That like growing up, E3 was the coolest thing ever. You see all this cool stuff. That was back whenever you couldn't share things with like one click.
Yeah.
And I think that's why E3, and plus E3 didn't keep with the time. And then it desperately tried to at the very end there with the whole like the EA, whatever, the streaming studio, whatever thing they did for their conference last year. They tried too late to try to stay with the times and just tried to jump on fabs rather than like actually try to be something else.
Yeah, they're going to need to do some heavy changes if they're going to keep it up next year.
Yeah, and
they like change the format or something. Make it more about
make it
less about game showcasing and more about other stuff, I guess.
Like you either have to lean real hard into letting the public in and having it be a public facing show, or you have to totally just leave the public out of it and it's just corporations doing their thing, like, which I don't think there's really a spot like
for either one of those.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense with what's going on.
I think the public one has more chance to succeed than the corporation one.
Oh yeah,
because like the Ghost was saying earlier, the corporations can promote themselves. But I mean, if it's going to be a conference, I think the public needs to be a part of it. But you need to make sure that it's not so crowded that no one has fun. But you also need to make sure that you get money from it. So it's like, how much do we charge and what are we doing?
Yeah, because that's what I heard. The E3 tickets last year were just astronomical, and then you didn't get anything worthwhile out of those expensive ass tickets.
It's awful. I hope that like they figure their stuff out, because it's a real bummer what they're doing with all of E3 and everything like that. Hopefully, I believe that one day they will be better. That day might not be today, but it'll be better someday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like this time next year. What it turns into, or if it turns into anything, or if it just dies.
Yeah, E3 tickets last year were $250.
God.
How much?
$250 for a 3-day gamer pass.
That's ridiculous.
It's gonna be a pass for me, boss.
Not for me.
This year they were $200. Until
how much?
They were $200 this year until it got canceled.
Just because nobody wants to go to it. I don't know. I think we'll be good with having a year off of
E3 stuff.
E3 stuff, because they kind of pooped the bed. Sorry, Conan.
You're good. I think that's only the second one for this round.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch this one. I'm sorry, but I think eventually we'll get to it where I think E3 will come back. I think they'll figure out that they need to be better and not be the crap show that they've been. And I think next year they'll figure out that they'll be okay. You know. Now maybe not, and I'm just throwing smoke on the fire or whatever.
Who actually runs E3?
I don't know. I think it's.
Man, if you wouldn't have said that, I would have been able to spout it out, but.
Who runs E3?
Like.
Oh, the Electronics Entertainment Expo?
Yeah.
Entertainment Software Association?
The ESA, yeah.
Yeah. They'll be all right. They'll figure it out.
Hopefully.
Let's go to what everybody has been waiting for. Hitler Clicks. And we are doing coronavirus. And we are at 1 click.
Good start.
Good start. Go. I mean, because we count the 1, don't we?
Well, the one that you start on doesn't count as a click.
I thought it did. We've been counting it as that.
All right, it'll count.
Well, if it hasn't been...
Well, if that's what we've been doing, let's just stick with what we've been doing.
I mean, if we haven't been, then we need to...
Nope, we're changing it. Coronavirus is not the first click. The first click is the one right after coronavirus.
So then we literally need to, like, backtrack every single one we've done. Because I've been counting the first one as the initial click.
That means Thanos was only 2 clicks away, not 3.
Yes.
Thanos is Hitler.
Thanos is Hitler. All right, there's a lot of these that I have no... There's a lot of big words on here that I have no idea what they mean.
Ghost don't know these big words.
No.
Find a German sounding one.
These ones in school.
Find a German sounding one.
Alright, I'm just going to
look for the umlauts.
Umlauts? What's the alt key for umlaut?
The umlaut is the U with the 2 dots.
I know what an umlaut is, I just don't know where the umlaut.
How to type it into an English keyboard.
Okay, I just click on the common cold. So
Okay.
that's 1. I'm clicking on Ember's Papyrus from Egypt.
Okay.
Alright, I'm clicking on Edwin Smith. And now I'm clicking on American. There we go.
And we're in our loop.
And we're in our loop. Germany. And there we go with Adolf Hitler. How many clicks was that?
You're supposed to count these.
I thought you were counting it.
Why? I've never counted them.
Alright. We could do this fancy thing called back clicking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
6 back clicks.
is 6 clicks away from Hitler.
We couldn't
Alright.
find a genocide for the first coronavirus.
Do what?
We couldn't find a genocide tab on the first corona page.
No.
Mass killings and everybody's dead.
Mass grave sites, coronavirus. Jesus.
6 clicks away. Jesus, all right.
Mage took this down a rabbit hole.
Let's go down the wins of the week, please. Good Lord. Brandon, what is your win of the week?
Oh, goodness. Let me get this typed in real quick so I can focus. It's 20-ish. Goodness, I cannot type. So my win's just that spring break's here, and I finally get to go on vacation. Like,
yay!
Finally get out of town.
Get coronavirus.
Yay!
Corona Jones is his new name next week.
That's actually pretty good. I'll give you that. That's actually pretty good.
Babes, what is your win of the week?
I finally won my promos in the Bronze 2.
Okay.
I got a raise for work, so that's nice because I've been there for over a year, so now I'm a CW specialist too. And we're telecommuting for work, so I get to work from home next week because of the coronavirus, which I'm super excited about.
Nice. Well,
Ghost, what's yours?
I'm just happy to be on spring break. When I get to sleep, it feels nice being able to just,
Relax.
sleep, relax, not to worry about much other than the stupid coronavirus. But, I'm going to stay at home and just sleep. I'll be okay. Do some walking, do some better eating, play with my dog. I'll be okay.
There you go.
Now, if we add the 2 extra weeks, Lord, no, I don't know what's going to go on.
Get a little cabin fever.
But see, I'm okay with being at home all the time. Like, I don't know. I don't have an issue with, having to go out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay just sitting here.
Yeah, it's just going to suck when they extend your school year for it.
Okay, that's the other thing. Some of the teachers were complaining about that. We get out May 9th.
Oh, you guys get out early. You're fine.
Yes, we get out earlier than anybody else in the state.
No sympathy, then. You're fine.
So if we added 2 extra weeks to it, we would just be getting out the same time everybody else does.
Actually, you're still getting out 2 weeks earlier because everyone else has.
Because then everybody else would be adding 2 weeks. But still, we would be getting out this relatively the same time everybody else would. It don't make no sense.
Honestly, I feel like public school should last year long, but with more frequent breaks.
It's okay to be wrong, Mage.
No, it's because summertime. I want to get into it. That'd be a long rabbit hole. That's for down the.
That's for next week. All right,
but there's good reason for that.
That's topic 1 for next week. Now you got something to look forward to. Because I think next week is just me and Mage, anyways.
Yeah.
Because Conan Jones is on vacation, unless we do this on Saturday.
Yeah, it depends whenever you guys want to record. So,
okay.
Well, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do it online anyway, and Conan Jones may have coronavirus, so we're gonna have to probably do it online for the foreseeable future.
What are you talking about?
When we record, we're probably not going to have to record face to face anymore.
We've only done that once. All right, May's just talking nonsense. Thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Let's Go Gaming. If you have a question or a subject you want us to talk about on our next podcast, go ahead and leave us a tweet or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. Thank you guys again. And remember, wash your hands, have a great day, and a better tomorrow.
Don't touch your face.